I would drop Monaco, but I think Miami, if it doesn't improve, is one of the ones as well.
Yeah, I agree with that, but at the same time, I have a funny feeling they will try anything to make it work.
Yeah, and I think this is the balance between what F1 get from it from a commercial value and what we get from it from a racing value, isn't it? And I think that's the challenge that we're talking about. Spa potentially dropping off the grid. Yeah, there's some really strong tracks that we've already lost some really good tracks as well. And actually, if you look at the tracks they've been replaced with, I wouldn't say we've got a better quality of racing by going to these new tracks at all. So it's not as if we've brought these new tracks in and gone, actually, fantastic. They're new tracks, they're purpose built, they allow for overtaking. They don't. So,
Yeah, they don't really go, no, street circuit in a car park, which isn't a street circuit.
Yeah.
Weren't they talking about Miami at one point? They were talking about trying to make the track go through the stadium at one point, weren't they?
Yeah, they were, yeah. Which is just, I mean,
they've had huge problems. That turn that you were on about, Jacob, earlier, they've had massive problems just getting that little tweak to it because they don't own the road around it. And it's literally, it's as basic as they couldn't change it because they didn't have the rights to change it.
I didn't know that. That's ridiculous. Yeah. That's such a ridiculous problem.
I think it's turn 14, and that's why it's always going to be as shocking as it is, because that's kind of the best they could do with the bit of land they own and the track, which is for something like Formula 1.
You've got the rights for that corner there. Then you look at the LA strip at the moment, which they've completely ripped up.
Yeah.
And resurfacing at the cost of something daft like $5 billion or whatever they said it was at the point.
Ridiculous amount of money, yeah.
Yeah, but the difference is Las Vegas, they want it to be more spectacle because that is Formula 1. They're the promoter for the first time ever. Yeah. It's their money involved. And that's why, going back to what you said earlier about it being an event, it's going to be massive because for them, if they could make that work, then the other promoters are going to be seriously worried about what they want to put in place. Because they'll go with the rule book to say, we can now promote a race, this is what we want from you. And if you don't like it, off you go, and we get someone who can meet that criterion.
Well, Las Vegas is already going to fail because we haven't got Daniel Ricciardo driving it.
So we actually mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. I have a funny feeling he'll have it written into his contract somewhere that he has to do an FP in one of the cars. It seems like the sort of thing that he would ask for.
I think it's the sort of thing they're obliged by, isn't it?
Yeah. It's also from a marketing perspective, that would probably get a hell of a lot of views across social, etc., etc. So, like, it even makes sense from like a Red Bull perspective, even if they just say, right, okay, you're going to drive last year's car, go for it, or they have like an open tire test during between FP1 and 2 or whatever it is. They'll get him in a seat somehow over the weekend.
You're go back to a 2021 car now, aren't you? That you're able to race. So putting him in the 2021 Red Bull, I think that's certainly something feasible they'd be doing in the build up to it. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think it's going to be insane, regardless of whether or not Danny does actually race. The whole weekend is going to be ridiculous. And it's also it's really weird because the race is on a Saturday night as well, which is a strange thing to have done, but also kind of makes sense.
It makes sense. I mean, I think it makes it easier for viewing as well, doesn't it? From what I can gather, because otherwise they're going into Monday morning, and they didn't really want to commercially do that as well. So, and I think the idea of Saturday night racing in Vegas kind of adds to the spectacle, doesn't it? By having it on a Saturday night rather than the Sunday, 3 p.m. wherever you are in the rules, sort of thing, which traditionally what Formula 1 have liked to have done, isn't it? Apart from obviously night races, but they like that sort of Sunday afternoon start time wherever you are, don't they?
Yeah.
Also, Vegas is super hot, so sitting there at 3 p.m. You're gonna hate it. You're just gonna hate it. So having it in the cooler evening time also just makes sense for the fans as well.
Yeah, true. I hadn't actually thought of that, to be fair. It is a desert, to be honest. So,
I'm a bit worried about the fans who are going to be out all day, though, rocking up at whatever time it is on a Saturday night on the Vegas Strip, watching some Formula 1 cars, can make for some interesting crowd shots.
Yeah, it could be literally just people completely melting. And the tickets were insane as well. I remember seeing that someone managed to sell somehow a ticket for $1 million.
Yeah.
I would expect to be
driving a car
on the grid for $1 million. If you're paying $1 million, I'm on the grid.
I want to be on the formation lap for
Yeah.
$1 million a terrier.
exactly,
Never mind on the grid. I want
That's
to be on
probably
that.
that was probably a general admin ticket as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I also saw they were trying to sell like a fan zone experience ticket, and it was literally just like a big screen, and then like almost like Wembley Box Park, where you could just turn up, have some food and stuff like that, but you pay to get in, and it was like $300 for just the Saturday night. Like how? Yeah, it just seems an absolutely insane concept.
That's a lot more feasible than the actual ticket prices, though.
Yeah, true. So I mean, there is that. So, but like,
Where do we find them tickets?
I'm sure somebody, if you've got money to spend, I'm sure somebody will find you a ticket for that weekend for sure.